And welcome out tonight, folks. I'm going to record this call because I know there's a lot of people that want to hear about it. So I'm going to do just a couple little adjustments. Ernie, because I know you may want to do it, I'm going to throw that up. So we'll open this up at the end here so you can do some Q&As if you want. I'm not the guru, the master of all the answers here, but I do want to share some of my ideas and things and explain to you why I'm having this call. So, you know, I realize it's Friday night. You all probably have things you want to do, but this is a question that I get all the time. As people see myself, they see Tracy, they see, you know, the thousands of people who have lost weight with this product, with Nutri-Thin, and they want to know, how can I incorporate that into what I do so that I can have success or to help me? Now, probably, I think everybody here, because I didn't really throw it out as a public thing, so everybody here probably is part of the EPX family. So I'm going to help you guys, and you know what? We'll throw this out and share it with people within the world so that we can change their lives too. At EPX, as you guys know, we have a challenge call that we do on Tuesdays. It's an awesome thing. Got Matt and Hillary, and you know what? They know so much about nutrition, exercise, fitness, and that. They just knock it out of the park, and it's an awesome thing. This is a little bit different because there are some people that say, you know what, that's so awesome, but I don't know that I can do that. What are some things that I can do? You know, maybe I'm not going to get into the working out quite yet. Maybe I'm just getting started. And what can I do to help me to be more successful? Well, first off, let me tell you, I'll give you my success story. I'm going to flip it to Tracy. Many of you have probably heard it. I'm going to keep mine short so I don't go long. I'll try to keep this call short. And then I'll let Tracy share hers, and then I'll come back. And then I want to go over some things that you can do right now today, this weekend, that are easy, that are simple. Little small changes, because you hear me say all the time, small changes can make a world of difference in the way you look and feel. But it has to be that mindset change. So here's my thing. Let me tell you my story, and I'll go back and make it short. So forever, I was into fitness. When I was young, I really got into that. I got into the fitness thing, got into working out, had some friends who were into powerlifting, bodybuilding. I got into it, and I lived it. I ate, slept, and drank that. Folks, I literally carried around my food everywhere I went. Every 2 hours I had to eat. There were only certain things that I would eat, and I was just a fanatic about it. I really enjoyed it, and so that's what I did, and I did it for so long, and I did the competitiveness, the competitions, and I had a great time with it. It was a lot of fun. But, you know, as life went on and things changed, and then my life went a different direction, I wasn't able to do that anymore, and I had a family, and finally I had done it for so long that I just, you know what, I was terrible. I gave up on my nutrition. I didn't care. I ate whatever I want, whenever I want. I didn't really care. Life went on. I was busy like many of us are. And over the years, I packed on the weight. Finally, you know, one day I looked at myself and I realized, wow, you know, I'm getting older, and I really put the weight on. It wasn't anything I was super, super concerned about. But I thought, man, it would really be cool if I could, you know, if I could dump a few pounds, because I know, you know, it's getting a little hard to bend over and tie my shoes. You know, and I still worked out. I tried to work out. My philosophy was, you know what, I'll work out. I'll continue to try to do some cardio, which I hated, by the way, because at 298 pounds it was a little tough. But I could go in. I could still lift some steel. I could, you know, bench press a car. I thought it was pretty cool. But I thought, yeah, you know, it would be good to be like I used to be, at least dump a few pounds so that I felt better and I looked better. But, you know, I got to tell you, folks, it's what we run up against. Food just controls our life, and I loved it. And I used to use this saying, I never met a food I didn't like. I just absolutely loved food. It just controlled my life to the point that I didn't really care. My philosophy was I'm working out, you know, but I don't care. I'm going to eat. So finally, I run into some people who were trying to formulate something where Nutri-Thin came from, and I tried the product. And the product just knocked out my appetite. It improved the way I felt. I couldn't believe it. It was like nothing I'd ever done. And what was cool is I thought, well, that gave me the power, or just that little bit of an edge that, you know what, I probably should. This is cool. I'm not hungry, and guess what? The French fries, the crappy food doesn't look all that good. This might give me the edge that I can do what I know I ought to do because I'm actually getting up there in years. I probably should do this. Make a long story short, I stayed with it. It was amazing what I did. I did little changes, and bam, here I am, 80 pounds lighter. I've kept it off now for 4 years, and I don't plan on ever being fat like that again. And did I say fat? I did say fat. You know what? And I tease my friends. I run into somebody today. I put my arm around him, one of my good friends, you know, and I was listening to him breathe. It sounded like he was snoring while we were standing there. And I said, brother, you need to lose some weight because you need to take care of yourself. And so, yeah, you know what? I'm never going to do that again. And it's amazing what happened. But it gave me that edge, and I did some small changes, and that's what I want to share with you guys tonight. Some things that a realistic person can do right now that it's not going to stress you out, and you'll be amazed at the results and how you'll change your caloric intake every day by simple life changes. I'm going to flip it over to Tracie. Tracie, if you're there, I'm going to flip the line to you. Tell everybody, give you a little short version about your amazing weight loss success, because you've actually knocked it right out of the park. Are you there?
Hey guys, I am here. I hope you can hear me okay. My story is that I struggled with my weight most of my adult life, and I just was in a high-stress job. I was dealing with $1 million contracts for about 15 years, and, you know, I had a child and, of course, you know, gained weight, dropped weight, started, you know, dieting and, you know, trying the different things out there. And because I was in such a high-stress job, I spent most of my time in that job. And I just felt that, you know, there was no time for me and taking care of me and myself. And I started eating really bad. And then, like I said, I was doing all of these different diets. I did every fad diet out there. And some of them are just so dangerous. It's just unbelievable. But of course, you know, some of them worked. I lost a little bit of weight here and there, and then I gained weight back plus some. And it just totally ruined my metabolism, and anything I tried didn't work anymore. And so I was just at the point where I was just like, you know, I'm just going to give up and, you know, eat and be merry. I come from a big family. Everyone in my family is really obese and overweight, and I just figured that, you know, that's the the plan for me. I guess that's the path I'm on, and you know, I didn't want that to be my path. And luckily I actually ran into a product, this Nutri-Thin, and it's just changed my life. I mean, I can't say enough good things about Nutri-Thin. I didn't have high hopes for Nutri-Thin when I first started taking it. I just thought it was going to be another one of those things that you take and, yeah, you might lose some and then it just quits working and then you're back to square one. But I actually started seeing results right early when I started taking it, and I felt great when I started taking it, and so I thought, well, at least I feel good, and so I might as well just continue to take it. But when I started seeing those results, it actually got me excited, and I wanted to try to actually start taking care of myself and make some changes, you know, and I knew, you know, from past experience that, you know, all the diets that I did, that, you know, there's just no way with my lifestyle that I could stick to it, you know, strict diet plan and go and exercise at the gym for 5 hours a day and, you know, do all of this crazy stuff. And so I just thought, well, just, you know, keep taking the Nutri-Thin and see how this goes. And, you know, before I knew it, I had lost 30 pounds and I was just like amazed. And everyone started asking me, what are you doing? What are you doing? And so it really, really got me excited and, you know, and just starting to feel good about myself. And it was really weird because with this product, it just works. It just helps change your mind about what you want to start eating. It helps. For the first time in my life, I actually wanted to start exercising. I'm like, this is weird. I don't exercise. I've never wanted to exercise before. So, but it actually got me excited, you know, to start walking and doing more and changing what I eat. And I actually started craving salads and doing stuff that it goes in and it just helps burn all of the fat in your body. And you'll notice more inch loss than weight loss at sometimes with this product. And it's so awesome. And so I've lost 55 pounds and I've kept it off for 2 years now. And it's just an awesome, awesome thing. And I didn't really have to, you know, do a whole lot. You know, I made small changes in my eating habits and my exercising, and I didn't have to go and kill myself for hours and hours. It happened naturally, and it was just an awesome process. It's just totally changed my life. So I'll just send it back to you, Rick, if you want to talk about some of the things that you did to change.
Okay. Awesome, Tracy. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us. Folks, that I just give you an idea. Everybody's always asking us about how did it work and what happened. Okay, now I'm going to get down to the meat and potatoes a little bit about intake. And like I said, I'll keep it short. But here's the thing. We talk about, there's no magic pill and all that stuff. The stuff I'm going to tell you tonight, folks, some people are going to say it's controversial. I don't care. It works. I see it thousands of times every year with people. And so here's my belief. Folks, when we talk about epigenetics, you know what, and our past doesn't equal our future, okay, that's where this product comes from, and I do believe that. I do believe that your body is amazing. I believe that your mind is amazing, and I truly believe this. We were born to be heavy. We were not born to be overweight. But what has happened is over time, we've changed the way we do things. We've changed two things, people. We've changed the fact that we don't exercise like we used to, and we've changed the fact about the way we eat. We're not eating the good, wholesome, whole foods that we used to eat. Our lifestyles have changed. It's a fast-paced lifestyle. I know many people on this call, you're probably going, yep, that's me. Don't have time, got to run, got to hit the Mickey D's, get me one of them big old quarter pounders with cheese, right? Got to grab something on the go. And that's what we've done. And so over time, think about this. Sit back in your chair, go back in time, and think about your ancestors, your great-grandparents, your grandparents. I bet most of them weren't. That's where the saying, your past does not have to equal your future, if you think about that. It means just because, maybe because your mom and dad were heavy, doesn't mean you have to be, okay? It's because you are, doesn't mean your kids have to be. Think about how we do that. I watch kids, you see it on TV, you know, we're feeding them McDonald's, we're feeding them the Happy Meals, the big super size, all that stuff. We're changing it. Well, here's the great thing about what I believe about Nutri-Thin. It's something that was made in a bar or in a restaurant, writing it on a cocktail napkin. There's science, there's research. In fact, the way they formulate it, the formulators behind it were brilliant. They've done it before, but this is like a hybrid of something that was done back in the early 80s. Won't even get into that. But the science is this. You've got to find a way to do three things to have weight loss. You've got to learn to control your appetite. You've got to have some energy so that you increase your caloric burn. And then you have to do something to burn up that fat that's on your body to store that. And if you do those three things, and you do that, and you do it over time, you'll create a lifestyle change and you won't be fat again. Rick Wall is a story to that. Tracie Duke's a story to that, and thousands of other people. And so it helps to give you that edge to push you. Now, I'm not going to tell you got to go out there and make this drastic change, but I will say this, which is controversial to some people. I know that we all, you need to eat every 2 hours. You need to eat all these meals every day, and I don't disagree with that, but I'm going to tell you this. This has been my secret, and everybody that I've told this that has done this, it's worked for them. Your brain is so incredible. If you're taking this product, I'm telling you, your brain, your body is so smart. Don't try to outthink it. If your body says, I'm not hungry, folks, you're not hungry. Don't eat. I can't tell you how many times I have people say that. They say, well, gosh, usually, you know, I used to eat at this time, and I would go to the McDonald's and get fries. Are you hungry? Well, no. I'm taking Nutri-Thin, and I'm not hungry. Then for goodness sake, don't eat. If you think you have to eat, if you have to put something, okay, go put something healthy, something easy, something no-cal in your body. If you think that's what you have to do, then do that. And like I said, it's controversial. I know a lot of people will tell you no, but it worked for me. But if you're going to eat something healthy. But let me tell you some things that you can do, because I had somebody asking this. I don't know if you're on here. If you are, I hope you're on. I'm just going to say Kay, and you know who you are, because she's asked me about this, and we've been meaning to have this conversation. You know, I look at people and they say, hey, I'm struggling. And I watch them on their social networks. They say, I'm struggling, I'm not losing weight. And this is what I see on their Facebook page or their Twitters or their Pinterest. I say, reading this lasagna and on these sloppy joes, and we're eating these French fries and these deep fried onion rings. Think about it, folks. You know, you can't do, oh, look at this cool Hefeweizen beer. And you know, what do you drink or not? I don't care if you do or not. But, you know, look at this heavy beer. Oh, these were awesome. We drank like 4 gallons of this stuff. You have to change the way you think a little bit. And that's the great thing. If you're taking this product, it's going to change the way you think. Because what it does, folks, it's feeding your neurotransmitters. Okay? Think about when you're stressed, you're depressed. What do? You eat. You always hear me say this time and time again. You'll eat. But you don't, I guarantee every one of you, when you're stressed or depressed, What do? You go to the fridge, you're going for the chips, you're going for the stuff that have carbs, you're going for the chocolate dessert. Why? Because the ingredients in there feed the dopamines and the neurotransmitters and make you get that sense of satisfaction. It's not that you eat that much quantity. What we've learned over time is you're learning that if you feed those receptors, it makes you happy. Now you don't care. You're temporarily taken away from your stress or your depression because you ate such a nummy, good-tasting thing. What you need to do is change that, and that's what this product does. It already feeds that with those natural ingredients without the calories, so it's like sitting down and eating your favorite chocolate pie, but not having to take in those calories. This is where I tell you, folks, if all of a sudden you're not hungry, don't eat, okay, because that's less calories that you're going to take in. Now you're going to eat. Here's some things that you can do. Start thinking about this. And I thought about this today when I was thinking about this call. Start to think skinny. Start to think skinny. When you go to the store, you're doing your shopping, think skinny. You know what? It still tastes good. Skinny still tastes good. It's little changes over time. Let's talk about those things. Now, you may eat anything. I'm going to open it up at the end and see if people want to have Q&As. And if you do, please feel free, because I'll tell you this, there is no such thing as a stupid answer or a stupid question, either one. So ask me. Let's say you're at the store. Let's say, I'm just going to go off the top of my head. I'm going to go through items that it goes when I walk through the store. I think about that. Think about how you shop. Shop skinny, okay? Little changes. You go to the dairy thing. And I'm not going to tell you can't have dairy. I'm not going to tell you can't have anything. I'm just going to say if you're going to have that, change what you have a little bit. And you'll be blown away at the calories and the fat that you'll reduce. Let's say milk. You go to get the milk. Do you buy skim milk or do you buy whole milk? Okay? When you go to get it next time, go, stop, think. I'm going to think skinny a little bit. I'm going to change my lifestyle. I'm not telling you to quit, folks. This is what I was telling you. This is going to be controversial. Some people, you can't do that. No, you can do that. I've done that. Reach for the skim milk. Reach for the fat-free milk. Take the fat out. Take the calories out. You'll still get your milk if that's what you want to have. And I'm going to tell you, through this whole thing I'm going to talk about, if you want to cut that out completely, any of this stuff, cut it out. But I'm saying these are little changes that you can realistically make for the real person. And when I tell people this and they do it, it greatly changes it. So you know what? Reach for that milk, okay? What? Yeah, you will. And it doesn't taste that bad. And you know, it's like anything you develop a taste for. So maybe you're used to I'll tell you, I got used to skim milk, and I use it in my Nourish. If I drink whole milk now, which my son Cody, I don't know if you're on the call, he loves whole milk. When I drink it, it tastes like I'm drinking cream. Oh, it's good. But it's not what I've become accustomed to because I've changed that. I used to drink that, but I took that out. You know, let's talk about breads. I'm going to tell you this is controversial. You'll hate it. There's nothing I love more. I'll tell you, my mama raised me on spuds and meat, potatoes and bread, you know, homemade bread. But I'm going to tell you, and everybody knows this, make this change. I'm not telling you to cut out bread. If you can cut out bread and white carbs, you know what? Good for you. It'll sleep. But make the simple change. When you go to the store, don't grab the white bread. Don't grab the Wonder Enriched bread or whatever it is that you do. You know, God bless. I'll give a shameless plug. Grandma Sycamore's, my God, that's good stuff. Don't reach for that. Reach for a whole grain, okay? Reach for something. Take a minute. Grab it. Look at it. Look at what kind of carbs, how many calories. You know, if you can get a wheat bread or a whole grain bread or something like that, much better for you. And you know what? And then when you're home and you're having it, don't eat 5 or 8 slices. Have one. Have 2. Cut the portion down. I promise you, folks, what will happen is your brain will get that. Your tummy will get that. Your receptors will get that, especially if you're taking Nutri-Thin. It's not going to be that addiction. It's not going to be driving you crazy. Oh, my God, I got to have those carbs. I got to have that toast. You're not going to have that. But if you need to have it, you'll be able to eat less. And guess what? See what you just did? Instead of eating the white stuff or the stuff with more calories, more carbs, you're eating a more healthy. You're still getting it. What's going to happen? You're going to train yourself. Train yourself to make these little decisions. This is a great one. You know, they always tell you, stay away from sugars and goodies and sweets and stuff like that. I'm going to tell you, this is one thing that you can really do. I have cut out pretty much most of the sugars. I don't say that they're poison. I don't stay away from them. Here's what you can do. You know, and again, it's controversial. I'm telling you, if you like any of these tips, take them. If you don't. But I'm telling you, if you do, you're going to be amazed, and you're going to see weight loss, and you're going to see yourself feel better. You know what? When you're sugar, I just switched. I went to something like Splenda or the granulated no-calorie sugar. They've got them at your local thing. Says right there, tastes like sugar, made from sugar, doesn't have sugar. You look at the thing, 0 calories. I'm telling you. You eat your cereal, if you used to put a bunch of sugar on it, you switch to this, put on there. Think about that. How much calorie did you take out? You just completely annihilated sugar, but I'm telling you, your cereal will taste the same, and you won't know it. You're kind of tricking your body, if you will. You're taking out all those calories. If you have coffee with cream and sugar, when you go buy your creamer, get the sugar-free creamer. Get the fat-free creamer. You'll get used to it, and it doesn't taste that bad. I love this. I'm Joyce. I don't know if you're on here. Joyce has lost nearly 100 pounds. I was talking to her the other day about that. She goes, God, people just don't get this. And this was a beautiful example. She said, I make this homemade Italian dressing. The recipe calls for 1.5 cups of oil. 1.5 cups of oil, folks. And she said, I thought, well, why would I want to do that? How about if I just put 1/2 cup and eliminate that cup of oil? And she says, I added water to it, put it in there. She said, this was what she said. If you're on her, Joyce, God bless. She said, I couldn't tell the difference. And I served it to my guests at a dinner, and they thought the dressing was fabulous. And she said, I giggled inside and said, they don't even understand how many calories I alleviated out of their diet. They would have eaten and never known that. And you know what? It works. And it's things like that. She says this. She makes a lot of fun desserts. And she said, you know what? Replace that. If you want to use your sugar, take some of that out. You know what? The sweetener that I talked about, take the sugar out. Use that. You just went from I don't know how many hundreds or if not thousands of calories. You dropped it down to nothing as far as the sugar part goes. A lot of people tell me they use natural applesauce instead of your oils in your recipes. It's little things like that, folks, that'll make a huge difference. I don't know if you use condiments on your sandwiches. If you're making a sandwich for lunch or whatever it may be, you know what? I know you love the mayo. Switch to something that doesn't have the fat in it. Maybe go to like a Miracle Whip Light. If you're buying Miracle Whip, go to the Light. See that? See where I'm going, folks? It's those little easy things that you can do, and I get that all the time that people ask me that. You know what? Here's a controversial one. I'm going to throw this out, Tracy. People, and I'm not going to tell you because I get this a lot of times. People say, okay, well, I like to have a beer. So if I'm going to take this product, do I have to quit drinking beer? I'm not a beer drinker. I used to be. I tell them, you know what? Don't drink the heavy dark beers that are 500 calories in a glass. Switch to a light beer. A little bit of a taste difference, yeah. How bad do you want to be? What does Rick Wall always say? Nothing tastes as good as looking good feels. Serious. Nothing tastes as good as looking good feels. And so if you do changes like that, it will greatly change the way that you look and the way you feel. You're just going to take those calories out, but you're still going to get that satisfaction. But I keep going back to, folks, if you're not hungry, just because you used to eat, it's like our saying we say, just because, your past doesn't equal your future. Just because you used to be fat doesn't mean you have to be fat. It's the same way with your supplements. Just because you used to do that doesn't mean you have to do that. Just because you used to eat, 5 sandwiches or 5 hamburgers doesn't mean you need to do that. Switch for that. Take, for instance, butter. If you're using the butter that has a lot of fat and a lot of calories in it, even though I understand certain parts of that are good for the body, you know what? Switch to something else. Switch to the stuff that, is 50% less, that doesn't have all the calories. It's little changes like that you can do that greatly change that. If you're going to eat some cereals, change to a different kind of brand. I know Tracy's got a bunch of stuff that she talked about. If Tracy, if you're there, if you want to share just a couple things you can switch out that works for you, because I know we do that. For instance, change kind of what you eat. Lettuces are good. There's a lot of things you can do. I'm not going to get into the recipes. Maybe Tracy will. But stuff like taco salads, you can do them. You can do them with turkey. You can do them, with other things that don't have the calories. There are just lots of little things that you buy every single day that by changing the kinds that you buy are better. Here's something I do. It's controversial. People go, I like to eat eggs. I love eggs too. You know what? I switched, and Cody kind of teased me. He says, oh, it's old people food, but you know what? He eats it up. So I switched to like the egg beater thing. Doesn't have all the cholesterol, doesn't have all the calories. You know what? I don't notice a difference. And after you do that a few times, it becomes a custom, becomes a lifestyle. I know Tracy wrote down a few things. Tracy, I'm going to flip it to you real quick just to touch some things that you do that help you and little things in daily stuff that you do for us. that takes that. I got to tell you, when Tracie makes stuff, I don't even know the calories are gone, but I just love it because we're living that healthy lifestyle. And you know what, folks? We're not making a drastic change. We're not flipping out. We're not completely gutting our fridge and changing everything. It's when we shop, we just change things, and we think in a different light. Remember what I said? Think skinny. Think skinny, shop skinny. Tracie, are you there? I'm going to give it to you for a second if you don't mind.
Hi, Rick. I am here. Some of the changes that we've made is just, obviously we've changed from, the sugars. The sugars is a big thing, and I know when I first started, this whole process of losing weight, sugar was the first thing that I said, okay, I'm going to try to cut back as much sugar as I can, which, was in a lot of stuff that I drank. I mean, I was drinking soda and coffee with, sugar creamers in it. So, obviously sugar is a big thing, and that was by far, I think, the biggest thing that I cut that helped my whole success was that. But what we do is, a lot of times, we're so busy that, I try to, do whatever's going to be the fastest. And, we eat, a lot of, wheat tortillas. Wheat tortillas is a great change from white bread. We'll make taco salads and, and have the wheat tortilla with that, which is, a great thing is when you're eating out, I mean, we're all so busy that, yeah, you're going to eat out eventually. There's only so much you can eat at home before, you're eventually going to be too busy and you're going to have to eat out. But, you think about what you're eating. I mean, these restaurants and stuff, they will make changes for you. I mean, we'll go to Costa Vida, and they have wheat tortillas there. If you just ask, you don't have to have the white tortillas. You can have a wheat tortilla salad there. And, just think about, like, the different changes that you can make of that. It's like, I'll go to, I'll get stuck, in a meeting and I'll have to go to a burger shop and I'll get a turkey sandwich, but I'll ask for it on wheat. People don't think that, you can ask for wheat bread wherever you go. And, I mean, that's been a big change, but, it's just small changes that you can do. I mean, you just have to think about everything you're putting in your mouth. It's like condiments, I mean, switch to salsa if you can, because salsa is low-cal. Mustard is, good. It's low-cal. I mean, there's so many changes that you can make if you just think about it when you're buying stuff at the store. Like you said, like the milk and eggs. But the main thing is I've noticed a lot of people drink their calories. There's so many calories in soda and energy drinks and coffee and Starbucks, and, you can get the whipped cream and all of that stuff. You got to really think about really what you're drinking, and people probably drink more calories than they do eat. And so that's one of the main things that I targeted was the sugar and the drinks. And like you said, eat when you're hungry. Don't eat when you think you need to, because, it's all about portion control when you do eat. I mean, it takes actually your stomach a half an hour to realize when it's full after you've eaten. So if you've eaten like a whole pizza, you're not going to think that you're full until, after you've eaten the whole thing and it's settled and you're like, oh my gosh, why did I eat that whole thing? You have to really think about what you're drinking and eating and how much you're drinking and eating. And, and I chew gum. Gum was a big help for me. I chew a lot of gum. It helps when sugar-free gum, that is. And I mean, it's like, when I used to go to work every day, it's like all my coworkers, they were going to the vending machines and the candy machines, and I'd seen all of this, candy and stuff, and I was like, oh, it looks good. But, I'd chew my gum, and I'd be like, you know what, I don't even miss it. I don't even care. I'm, working away, got my gum, got my water. And water is a big help if you, feel like you're hungry, drink some water. It actually, your body is actually telling you you're dehydrated sometimes when you feel hungry. And if you drink water, it takes that hunger away. And so that helps a lot. One other thing, too, is you have to allow the occasional indulgences. You have to, splurge a little bit every once in a while so you don't feel deprived. And when you splurge, maybe just have a bite or, have a little bit of something. And, and I know in the beginning for me, I love chocolate. I love any dessert there is. And so I found ways to still have those, desserts and stuff, but I made them healthier. I made them different. I found ways to still have those things but not have the calories in them and changed them. And one other thing that is also a good tip is to weigh yourself daily, but don't live and die by the scale. The scale is, it's a great tool, and the scale is great because it can tell you if you're eating foods that you think are good for you, but the next day you weigh yourself and the scale is not so good. It's a good tool to recognize, okay, maybe that wasn't so good, or maybe I ate too much of that certain thing. And so it's a good, check and balance. But don't live and die by the scale, because especially with Nutri-Thin, and especially for women that are taking Nutri-Thin, you'll realize that you'll be losing inches more than you will weight at certain times. And, the Nutri-Thin is going to help go and burn these fat cells. And so you really have to pay attention to your body and your clothes and how you feel, because, you'll be losing inches, but you won't be losing weight. And then all of a sudden one day you'll be like, oh my gosh, I lost a whole bunch of weight. So it will catch up eventually to, the inches that you're losing. So you have to, still weigh yourself, but don't live and die by, I lost 5 pounds and I gained 5 pounds. And, you have to really pay attention to your body. But and exercise is always great. Exercise was scary to me. And so I don't know what you do when you exercise. I've never been an exercise person. Go for a walk and, start out small. Do things. You don't have to go and kill yourself at the gym for 2 hours. Start out small. Do small things and add more as you can and as you want to. But those are like a lot of the main things that really helped me, Rick. So I'll send it back to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you for sharing that. Make sure everybody can hear. So anyway, hopefully that helps, folks. That's really what I want to do. I understand that, a lot of people may disagree with some of this. Some of the, the people out there that are fitness trainers that want to do that, I understand that. My hat's off to you. Understand that. Been there, done that, bought the shirt. And that's the best way. If you're out there to try to get that hard body, you really want to do that. You want to do the HIIT training. You want to knock it out of the park. You want to have that beach body. And you know what? Definitely chime in on our Tuesday calls with the incredible fitness trainers that we have. They will get you dialed in. They will have you, knocking it out of the park. What I want to do tonight was share with people some of the ideas that you can do as I just call it an average Joe, an average person. This is things the average person can do so that they can make some changes in their everyday lifestyle. But I promise you, you always hear me say about that, small changes that make huge results. So if you have questions, I want you to do that rather than unmute the lines, because there's quite a few people on here. I know we get background noise. I believe you hit 5-star if you have a question, you want to ask something. I'm going to watch here and see if we have any questions. Don't be shy. If you do have a question, I'd be more than happy to answer it, or Tracy can, or anybody else. So 5-star, give that a try, and we'll see if your hands pop up here. If I see any questions, I'll scroll down the list here. If you do have a question, we'll try it. And if they don't come up, I don't know. Sometimes I seem to have a problem with that when people hitting that, but 5-star, see if you got 4-star 5. We're on your FM dial. Try *5 if that doesn't work. Hit it and wait and see. It doesn't look like I'm seeing any questions pop up, so you know what? That's a good thing, but always feel free that if you do, I get these requests a lot, so I'm probably going to do these periodically. I don't want to wear it out all the time, but, we always do our other Ignite call on Wednesdays. But I wanted to share this. Feel free. I'm recording this call if you want to share it with some people. Hopefully those are some tips and tricks that can help you folks, because the main thing I want to take away from here is, especially, I'm a firm believer in this product. Nutri-Thin will help give you that edge so that you can be successful. You can do it on your own too, but I'm telling you, this will give you what you need because it's going to feed that mind. It's going to give you that power. It's going to give you the energy. And I always say this, folks, if you get some energy, you feel like you want to do something, get off your butt. Go for a walk. I don't care. You know, the diet, if you read, especially from Nutri-Thin, it's about causing a caloric deficiency. How do we do that? By the foods we intake and the exercise we do. It's not rocket science, folks. When you go to your office, you know what? Maybe once in a while or every single time, don't ride the elevator. Take the stairs. 90% of the time when I go to a place, I'll jump the stairs. Now, if it's 15 flights up a high rise, I won't, but I'll jump on that. I'll take the stairs. You know, if you feel good, grab your significant other, grab your friends, grab your kids, go for a walk. If you don't want to run, don't run, okay? Maybe I do that, but you don't have to. Go for a walk. You know, go out of your way. Take the long way. Park your car a little farther, safely, I might add. But park your car a little farther. Walk a little bit. But, folks, put some of these changes into your daily lives. Make some of these changes. Think skinny, shop skinny, and I think it'll make a huge difference. So I don't see any questions out there. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining. I appreciate you taking the time out of your Friday. I know it's Friday. You know what? Have an awesome weekend. Thanks for joining our call. We loved having you. You know what? Change your life because remember what I said. Nothing tastes as good as looking good feels. You know what? Here's to your health. I love and appreciate everybody that joined us. Have a great evening, and we'll see you soon.